Yeah, they may be gonna lay off some, but because Jesus is in charge in your life, everybody else can get the pink slip but you, because he's in charge. Yeah, the doctor may have told you you had cancer, but because he's in charge, when you go back, the doctor won't be able to see cancer nowhere. Yeah, I'm a witness. My mama, the doctor told her she had cancer. Before they were going to operate, she said, I want you to look one more time. They looked one time, they looked two times, they looked three times. They never could find no more cancer. All because he's in charge. Good evening. I just got to leave you with a little story. There was a family who didn't really believe in God. Yeah, Lord. The mother and father had 3 children. One was 12 years old. The little girl was 12. There was another little girl, 16, and the boy, 17. One day, the 12-year-old girl in September went back to school, met a new girl who had just moved in the community named Kayla. Kayla and her became good friends. Kayla would tell her about her church and say, you ought to come and go to church with me. And the little girl went to church with Kayla and enjoyed it so much. She asked her mama, can I go to church with Kayla every Sunday? 4 weeks later, that little girl joined church, gave her heart to Jesus, came home, told her mama and her daddy and her siblings, I joined church, gave Jesus my heart, said y'all ought to go to church and get saved. They laughed at her and said, girl, leave us alone. But every week that little girl would say, mama, daddy told her siblings, y'all need to join church and get saved. They got tired of her mouth. That summer, the mom and daddy decided to send her down south with her grandmama to spend the summer with her grandmama so they wouldn't hear that baby's mouth. Well, they got up to center. They took her down to the train station. The mama, daddy, and the sibling was saying, we're going to be so happy while you gone. Put on the train. And when the train left, they went home. 2 hours later, the commander of the train came on the intercom and said, I'm sorry, I just got news that there's a train on this track and can't get off our track. And the brakes are out and we're going to have an accident. Embrace yourself. If they hit us on one side, we may just end up on the mountainside, but we may be all right. But if they hit us on another side, it may cause us to plunge down to our death. Well, when the accident happened, only the little girl got out of the train, and they called her mom and daddy. They rushed in their car to get there. Wow, when they got there, the little girl was still talking to the officer. The officer was mad at the little girl. Told the mama, I've been trying to talk to this little girl because she's the only survivor. The little girl said, no, I'm not the only survivor. She said, mama, daddy, when the train conductor came on the intercom, he told us we were going to have an accident. And while he was telling us, a man in white suit sat by my side, put me in his arms, said, it's going to be all right, baby. And when the accident happened, he carried me out and he went back in the accident. I'm not the only survivor. Police says, Mama, you see what I told you? This little girl is confused. Well, the mom and daddy looked at the little girl and looked at the accident, fell on their knees crying. The little girl's sisters and brother looked at the little girl and they looked at the accident, fell on their knees crying, saying, Lord, save me, save me. The little girl went to shouting all around the place, said, thank you, Lord, for saving my parents. Thank you, Lord, for the accident. Police said, wait a minute, hush, girl. Don't say that many folk done died. She said, wait a minute, officer, I don't mean no harm, but God used the accident to save my parents. Well, I don't know what the purpose is for you going through what you're going through. I don't know what storm you're going through, but God have a purpose for every storm. Just remember, he's in charge. He can work it out. He knows how to fix it. Shout yeah! Shout yeah! Ah, yeah! How many know he's in charge? When you think everything is over, won't he make a way? When you think you can't make it, won't he see you through? High five somebody. Say, I'm glad he's in charge. Oh, I'm glad he's in charge. Won't he fix it? Won't he make a way? Hug somebody. Say, don't worry. He will fix it. He will fix it. Yes, he will. Don't worry about your storm. It's gonna be all right. Yeah, it'll be all right. He's in charge.